I play Animal Crossing New Horizons. I was going to show you all how to kick out villagers using a time traveling method. Basically, we're going to find our move out date, and then I'm going to try to show you how to move the thought bubble around. Say you do get the thought bubble, but it's not necessarily the villager that you want to move. I do have a method that I have been using for a while that has been pretty successful to move the thought bubble from one villager's head to the other villager's head. It's not 100% all the time always going to happen. There's some things within the game that I just can't control, but this method, when we find our actual move out date, has been working really well for me. The couple things that you need to note is you need to grab a pen and piece of paper so you can write down your start date, and then we're gonna find our move out date, meaning we're gonna go into the game, we'll talk to 3 villagers, save and close. We'll time travel 15 days forward, and then looking for that thought bubble. The game has a 15-day cooldown, meaning that every 15 days, the villagers, a villager will ask to leave. I would say it's between 15 and 18 days. Sometimes it's not always the 15th day that they will ask to move. The other thing about this method is, if any method really though, but if Isabelle in her morning announcements asks or says that it is a fishing tournament at the plaza, a bug off at the plaza, if it is your birthday or a villager's birthday or a Saturday, villagers are not going to move on those days. So if you enter the game and Isabelle says any of that in her morning announcements, hit the home button, push forward a day, and then re-enter the game. Once we find our move out date, we will remember this day. We'll write that day down. You can reuse these days, your start date and your move out bubble. Sometimes the move out bubble will be just like a villager wanting to buy something from your inventory, bring a gift to another villager, and those are just some things that you can't control within the game. But if that happens, I will show you what to do and how to get past that. But right now, we're on August 2nd. We're going to enter the game, and we're going to try to find our move-out date. So you enter the game. This game is your reset date. So you'll enter the game, go talk to 3 villagers. It doesn't matter what villagers you talk to, just any 3. Stitches. Apple. I love when they talk about people that have visited your island. We need another villager. Judy. All right. We're gonna now time travel 15 days in advance. I usually keep it on about 9 a.m. in the morning, just for the way that I try to move the thought bubble, and then you save and close. So she didn't say anything about a bug off. It's a Monday. We're good to go and enter the game. You'll run around. You'll run around and look for a villager with a thought bubble. So right now I would like to kick out Apple. That's who I am aiming for. Okay. So sometimes this happens. So these little bubbles where they try to interact with you and it's not the move out bubble, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not a move out bubble day. So you interact with your villager however you want. It might be like a catchphrase. It might be like they want to buy something from your inventory, give a present to another villager, something like that. You interact however you want with the villager. The game is meant to be interactive where every couple of hours the villagers are trying to interact with you to make the game fun. So at that time, Anka was supposed to interact with me and say that to me. I push forward a couple hours, there should be a new bubble. It could be the thought bubble, which then we would have found our move out day. Or it might be another, hey, listen, here's this, especially if you're newer in the game and you haven't learned a lot of the reactions. It is a little bit harder to move a villager out when you're new and you haven't learned the reactions. You would kind of treat the reactions the same way as this. If they teach you a reaction, what you need to do is learn the reaction, and then you'll go to your home screen, go to date and time, and you'll stay on the same day, but push forward 2 hours. Then you're going to go and save and close. So you enter the game, and we're gonna run around and look for a thought bubble. If we don't see a thought bubble, if we run around and we don't find anybody with a thought bubble, then this potentially is not a move out day. But I wanna show you guys this, like how this goes. This isn't, kicking out a villager using time traveling isn't always 100%. And I think people can watch a YouTube video and be like, oh, it happened in, really fast for them. If you have a whole bunch of villagers and you're not really picky about who you want to move out, then this would be super easy for you because you would just time travel 15 days in advance. If you don't find a thought bubble, you just push forward every day until you found that move out bubble. It is hard to move out your most recent villager, so I'm going to say this is not a move out day because I don't hear any bubbles. We'll go check the plaza one more time. My most recent villager is Cherry. I found her yesterday. The only thing I can say is, oops, forgot to move. It is better to befriend your most recent villager if you really want to get rid of them faster. I am not going to save and close because Anka wanted to give me that dress and sell it to me, and I had already saved and closed, so just going around looking for 2 more hours, it doesn't really affect anything. Had I not found the thought bubble or had a villager interact with me, so if a villager would have not interacted with me on the 15th, when I time traveled 15 days and entered the game, I ran around my island and there was no thought bubble, no one interacted with me, I would have went to the home screen, went to my date and time, pushed forward 1 day, and force closed the game and re-entered. That is how you do that. Now, because I entered the game and Anka wanted to sell me a dress, I save and close, push forward 2 hours, run around. If I don't see a thought bubble, it's not my move out day, and I repeat the process. Oh no, it's Raymond. So sometimes this can happen. Most likely what would have happened there was he was gonna maybe buy something out of my inventory, and I didn't have anything he wanted, so he was just like, oh, never mind. So we're just gonna not save and close. So not a move out day. I was just double checking that it wasn't a move out day. Oops, I want to go in the game at 9 a.m. So we'll save and close. Apple's thinking. Let's make sure it's a... So Apple is the one I want to leave. So let's make sure it's the move out bubble. the move out day. Okay, so Apple wants to move out. That is how you find your move out day. So now I know that this day is a day that I can use for my move out day. So I have my reset day and my move out day. I was shooting for Apple to leave my island, so there's no way that I'm going to not tell Apple to move. However, if you did not want Apple to move, what you would do is hit the home button, go down to your date and time, go to your systems, date and time, stay on the exact same day, and push forward 2 hours. Then you're going to go back, you're going to hit the X, and force close the game, re-enter the game, and the thought bubble should have moved. And you would re-enter the game, you would run around. It is not 100% the thought bubble would move, but I personally have had a lot of luck with it. If I push forward 2 hours, most of the time I would say it moves to somebody else's head. Say it moved to Stitch's head when I came in, and I walked up to Stitch's and I was like, oh, he's the one I want to leave. And I walked up to Stitch's and they were like, I want to sell you something. You are going to repeat what you did on the other days. You are going to interact with a villager however you want to interact with a villager. And you will save and close and then push forward 2 hours on the same day because you're still in your move out day. So you should be able to get another move out bubble because you haven't said anything about a move out to a villager on your move out day. So just at that time, that villager was supposed to interact with you in a way of buying or selling or asking you to do something. And in 2 hours, another villager could have a move out bubble. That is the way I have been playing my game. That's how I get my villagers to move out. I hope this video was informative to you. I hope that a little bit of usage out of this video and that you were able to maybe kick one of your villagers or move the thought bubble to another villager. But just the main things with this method that I use for myself is that you cannot kick villagers on a fishing tournament, a bug tournament, a birthday, your birthday, or a Saturday. You are going to have your reset day. You're going to write that down, go into the game, talk to 3 villagers. You are going to interact with 3 villagers, save and close. You push forward 15 days, and then you are going to do exactly what I did. You'll go in, enter the game. If it is like, hey, friendo, or I need you to do something for me, you have to do that, save and close, push forward a day until you find that move out day. So August 19th is my move out day. August 2nd is when I started. So say I move Apple, I time travel, get Apple into boxes tomorrow, and then the next day I have an open plot. Find somebody, I move that person in, reset, go back to August 2nd, push forward to August 19th, boom, I'm in my move out day. So that is how you kick out your villager. If you want your thought bubble to move, you go within your move out day, and you're gonna play with the time. You're gonna push forward 2 hours into the game. If that villager is not the one you want to move, you push forward 2 more hours, force close the game, re-enter until that thought bubble moves on to another person's head. The other thing is if on the 19th it never lands on the villager that you want to leave, you can push forward. I have had luck with pushing forward at least 1 to 2 more days. I can still get the thought bubble. So starting at push forward a day, say the 19th, I never got it on Judy's head. Say I wanted Judy to leave. I never got it on Judy's head. I would go through 9, 11, 1, push forward all the way. Say I got to midnight, never found the never got the thought bubble on Judy's head. I would push forward a whole nother day and start back at 9 a.m. and try to do that process all over again. And I have gotten thought bubbles on the day after my move out day. So you have 1 to 2 days within that move out day to kind of play with. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to answer. Also, just last thing, campsite visitors, you're for sure going to a campsite villager day. Villagers will move out on a campsite day. Good luck. villager kicking, and I hope you get the villager out that you want. Bye!